think you can mouse over it.
Hello, how are you guys doing?
Oh, wait, we're still rolling around, so I don't know if we're actually live. Maybe we are. Maybe. Oh, look, there we are. I think we're on.
I think we're live. Hello, Page County. I am Gina Hilliard, your president of the Luray Page County Chamber of Commerce, and I am here with Janet Michael with Java Media, and we're privileged to have her come with us to do our first virtual meeting live on Facebook to talk about marketing and how important it is. So I first want to inform everybody that we're going to try to, keep our distance and appreciate everybody signing on to Facebook Live during this very chaotic and stressful time for everybody. But we're hoping that through this Facebook Live event that we're doing today, we'll be able to share some great information to keep everybody rolling in a positive direction for their business and keep them going in the right way, and be able to share any ideas that we can with you all. If you have any questions, please send them in. We'll be happy to address them and come up with ideas to be able to help you. As a reminder, the Chamber and Visitor Center is open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. We are still here. We are not open to the public, but we're still here to be able to answer the phones. Some of us are working from home and some in the office to be able to keep that distance, but we are here for you. So anytime that you need us, just to be a listening ear or just advice or to maybe gather information on who is open. We have a list of those businesses, and we'll be able to provide that information to you, or just to be, like I said, a listening ear for the ones during this crisis that we are going under at this moment. So welcome, Janet. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I love coming and just talking because that's kind of what I'm good at.
Yeah, you're a good talker.
Yeah, I don't always make sense, but I'll try and, at least keep it on topic. How about that?
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, Miss Janet, how can businesses in Page County start off with, being able to keep their business going and not be under the radar during this time and not go quiet?
Well, I think the first thing is, and you and I were joking about this when I first got here, is a lot of what they should be doing are things they should have been doing all along. Mm-hmm. But as a small business owner, I understand we get caught up in the day-to-day. Yep. And just trying to get the doors open and the food served or the service done or the whatever out the door for the customers. And it gets difficult to be thinking about your marketing and your advertising all the time. But now it's even more important than ever. So the number one thing is communication. Make sure that whatever your avenues of communication are, that you've got them open and that you are communicating back. So if you have a Facebook page and people are sending you Facebook messages, please, please, please answer them as quickly as possible, even if you have to answer them with, "Oh, I'm really busy right now. Can I get back to you in an hour?" Do not let the auto responses speak for you. Because what happens is if you say, I send a message to a Facebook page and they have an auto response set up that says, "Hey, we're busy working on XYZ. We'll be back to you within an hour." The problem is that then pops off the radar for the business. That little notification isn't there anymore and they may forget about it. And I'm still sitting out here waiting for an answer to my question.
Right.
So make sure that you're answering those, that you're trying to stay on top of them. Comments on Facebook, don't ever, regardless of the economic climate, let a comment on Facebook go unanswered or unresponded to, even if it's thank you or you give them a heart, something. That engagement is what's going to get you through today, tomorrow, 6 months, a year from now.
Right. And people will remember that. They'll remember that you are recognizing the time that they're taking to comment or like or send you something in response. So even if that means the person who's typically in charge of social media, it could be the owner or the manager, and maybe they're overwhelmed with trying to handle other stuff during this time. Maybe have, one of your employees step up and be able to help out during this time, and just maybe even keep an eye out on the messages just to make sure, even if it's just, letting the boss know, say, "Hey, there's a message out there. Here it is. How would you like to respond?" It's just a great way to, keep engaging and keep in the loop so people don't realize that you have completely gone silent.
Well, because the problem is, as human beings, we tend to think, well, if they don't answer me, then A, they don't want my business, or B, they're not open. And normally you won't go back to that place a second or a third time. So if I've sent somebody a message to ask them about a particular product or service or something on their menu and they haven't answered me, then I'm going to go on the assumption, oh, they must not be open or the answer must be no. And then I move on to the next and I may never come back to that particular business. And you've lost an opportunity there.
Right. And I know that typically these aren't ways that you probably take an order or a purchase or anything like that. But during these uncertain times as we're changing is you've got to think outside the box. So, certain places are coming up with do new things. Like some restaurants never offered delivery service before. Now they're offering delivery. Some of them haven't offered family packages, to feed a family of 6. Now they are. So same lines with social media marketing. Take orders online. If you don't have a capability of a website, through the messaging on your Facebook page, if you have one, is another great avenue for somebody to purchase, just for you to be able to continue to take orders, be responsive.
A lot of what I've been telling some businesses, and these are businesses that just opened 6 months ago, who my heart breaks for because they haven't even gotten their footing, really. And then some of them have been in business 20, 30 years, is you've got to remember, and that train of thought just went right out of my head. Yeah.
It happens. Don't worry.
Yeah. See, it's that kind of day. That's wait a minute. Let me fill in, and I'm going to reinsert the caffeine, and I'm sure it'll come back to
take a caffeine coffee drink for a moment. So just be responsive. Like I said, pass it off to another employee or engage in those aspects, or like Janet said, just simply respond and say, extra busy right now. We'll check and we'll get right back with you. But just make sure that you definitely do get back with them. Or if anybody else has any ideas, send them in and share them. And that way other businesses, we can grow together during this time. So don't hoard all your ideas to yourself, even though they might be fantastic, be able to share and help others, and your fellow neighbors, during this time.
Okay. It worked. So there are a lot of businesses now that are trying things they never would have tried before, either because they thought it was a dumb idea, or they didn't think they had the manpower, or they weren't sure how to implement it. So many businesses now, and you mentioned a few of the ways that they're doing it, takeout, delivery, changing what their products are. If you have an idea at this stage of the game, give it a shot, because even if it fails, it's not going to be as grand a failure as it may be, say, in the height of whatever your season is. And you may find it ends up opening a whole new set of doors. Right. I've had so many businesses that have reached out to me and say, I took your advice and we tried this thing that one of our employees thought we should do. And I thought it was stupid, but we're doing it and people love it. And even after this is all over, we're going to keep doing that because so many people are in love with this particular service or product that we're doing. So give everything a shot.
That's right. Absolutely.
So yeah. It just needed the, I don't know if it was the chocolate or if it was the caffeine, but one of them should work.
Blank.
Yes.
Anything else?
From a customer service perspective. So, and this kind of ties in with what we were saying at the top of when we started. Make sure you are on top of what is being said about you, even if it's not a customer communicating with you directly. So make sure that you have a Google alert set up for your business, so that anytime your business is mentioned online, in a blog, in an online newspaper, you get an alert from Google that says your name was mentioned and a link back to that article. Separate from that, make sure that you are going on Facebook on a regular basis and typing your name into the search bar, not to find your page or any of that, but to look and see, are people saying things about you and they're not tagging you? Because typically what happens is if somebody is happy with something you've done, or they want to brag about something that you did for them, or great service or great food or whatever they got, they're going to make the effort to tag you.
Right.
The ones who are going to complain are not going to tag you. It's kind of the internet is anonymous to a certain degree, but that's still going to be on there. So if you go on and you do a search for Luray Page Chamber or Luray Chamber, you're going to see the page that you can like. You're going to see people who have commented or posted on the page. But if you keep scrolling down that search page, you're going to see regular posts that people may have made that were public that maybe say something good about you or something bad, and give you a chance to kind of see what is going on out there. Same holds true for Twitter. Same holds true for Instagram. Yep. Just do a regular, quick, maybe once a week, maybe more often, and see what are people saying about you that you're not necessarily getting an alert for.
That's right. Yeah, it's very important to pay attention to your business and what's being said out there about you, hopefully in a positive route, but, just for you to be able to respond or come up with a different strategy of how to approach a certain situation. So,
and the other key too is, and I saw this example on Facebook one day last week, and I am in so many groups. No idea how I ended up in all these Facebook groups. I don't even, in this particular group.
Everybody loves Janet.
But this particular group, I have literally no idea how I ended up in it. It was for over in Warren County, Skyline High School football, something or another. I don't live in Warren County. My kid did not go to Warren County. I have no clue how I ended up in this. However, somebody posted in one of those groups, and she created an image that had the logos of all of the businesses that had contributed to their little, and this is probably how I ended up in it, their little $10 card. You buy those fundraiser cards and then you can use, and she encouraged everybody, hey, these businesses supported us when we went to them and asked them for money or for a discount. Make sure you're going out now to support them.
Right.
That's the other good stuff that you may find in a Facebook search, or somebody may comment and say, yeah, this business did XYZ and they really helped us out with this fundraiser or that sort of thing. Make sure you are acknowledging those and saying thank you, because a thank you these days is going to go way further than it probably would have 6 months ago.
That's right. And Janet brings up a great point. For any time that you ever ask for a sponsorship or just ask, rather it would be for your company, your business, your organization, your nonprofit, your ball teams, keep in mind that, like Janet said, those businesses supported your organization of what you were asking for. And so now is our time during this crisis is to give back. So if those businesses are open, you definitely need to give them the business, whether it's buying a gift card for a future visit or a stay or a massage or whatever, or order food to go, or buy certain products from their store, is anything that you can do right now to help those businesses be able to survive during this time.
Well, and from a business perspective, probably the one question that I get texted and asked and Facebook messaged the most from businesses, especially now that we're more than a month in, is what do I post? I feel like I've already said everything. I feel like I've already done everything. I don't want to every single day just be posting my lunch special or just be posting that, hey, we're closed today, but look at this cute little pair of shoes that I can bring to the curb for you or something like that. So when you're out and about on Facebook or anywhere else, if you have customers that are coming in, so let's say, and I was telling you the story before we turned on the Facebook Live, I have a friend of mine who has a family member who is in one of the rehab centers, the assisted living facilities, going through physical therapy. She wanted to send him cookies. And so she reached out to me and said, hey, I know that you know more places in and around the area that I could do that for. Once she does that, and I gave her all the contact information, she was going to call and have something delivered, not just for him, but for all of the staff. Well, the restaurant that ends up doing that order for her, there's a post. So if you have customers that are coming in and they're saying to you, hey, I want to get 10 gift cards because I want to take them over to the Luray Police Department, or I want to take them over to the hospital and leave them for the nurses. Right. Make sure that you're making posts on your business page that say, oh my gosh, here's our little tidbit of sunshine for the day. We just had a customer come in and do XYZ.
Right.
It's going to serve a couple of purposes. Number one, it's going to give other people the idea, oh, I should do that. And then maybe they'll come in and do the same thing. But at the same time, it's also going to show people that you're excited, that you're giving back to the community in, kind of a third party way.
And another good positive thing is you're sharing good news. I mean, we're so used to turning on the news channel and just seeing so much negativity and everything that's going on in the world. And even in your own surrounding counties with all these businesses being closed and people, struggling and losing jobs, is being able to see a positive post, warms the heart, to know that, during this time of need, that residents in Page County are stepping up and businesses are stepping up to help and support one another, for all the ones that are on the front lines still working. So,
it is perfectly okay and perfectly acceptable for you to also offer suggestions. So if you are a restaurant, I mean, we're hearing a lot now about the hand sewn masks.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a fabric store or a craft store or anything where something that you have as a product or service can be used for good, it's okay to make a post and say, hey guys, we have this really cool fabric, or we're doing a deal. If you come in and say you're buying lunch for XYZ nonprofit, XYZ hospital, any of that sort of stuff, we're going to give you a deal. It's okay to also suggest to the people who like you on Facebook and who are your customers, hey, we have this. It would be really cool if you came in and bought it to do something really cool with. That's okay to do. Don't think that is shameless self-promotion, because it's still for the greater good.
That's right. Right. And we just need to keep each other lifted up and in a positive route, and just share as much positive feedback, and one good deed will hopefully spread and someone else will see something and be touched and be like, I want to give back. I want to, when I go purchase some food, I maybe want to give a $100 tip, just to be able to help those employees, since they're not used to getting the tips that they're getting now. So, so we'll keep the love and the spread going. So,
and the key too is, if you're watching now or you're watching later and you're like, well, I happened upon this from the chamber because I think the chamber is awesome, but I don't really have a business, so none of this really applies to me. Yeah, it does. So if you have businesses that you love, if there are regular places that you go and shop, there isn't a time that I come to Luray that I am not stopping before and after at Gathering Grounds. I'm going to get my coffee. Today I didn't, but I will before I leave. But post their stuff. If you have businesses that you love and you really want to be sure that when this is all said and done, they're still going to be there, make sure you are getting maybe notifications for every time they post. Go to their Facebook pages, go to their Twitter, to their Instagram, share their stuff. Make sure people know, hey, I love this place because, and send it out. So you don't have to be a business to still be able to help a business stay open and get through this time.
Right. And like she said, sharing things, whether you go to a restaurant and get a meal for your family that night, or lunch for your employees that day, or you shopped online at a store and they brought it to you curbside to pick up, post what you just got. Just be like, this is the cool thing. I haven't been shopping, but I saw their post on this cute little dress and they brought it right out to my car and I purchased online. Or take a picture of the food that you just bought your family at your dinner table and tag the business, the restaurant that you are purchasing it from. And I mean, it's just another way to get that out there. Because I know, when those things come across my radar, I'm like, oh, that really looks good. I might get that for dinner tonight myself, or that's a cute dress or a shirt or a hat. So it's just gonna spread. And the more that we share and be positive, the more then we can support our businesses.
And the flip side to that too is, so let's say you posted something from a restaurant that you got dinner from, and a bunch of your friends commented and said, wow, that looks great. And you have this whole conversation. If that restaurant is smart and you tag them, they're going to reach out to you privately and say, hey, Gina, we really appreciated that you made that post. Next time you come in, you get a free dessert, or we're going to give you 10% off your next order because we want to thank you for being able to support us in in some small way. You're now, even though the food was good and they didn't have a reason to try and make anything right, you're always going to go back there and you're going to tell everybody that that's what you've done, and they get twice as much promotion for it. So from the flip side of that, if you're one of those business owners, make sure you try and do something a little nice, because, that's what's going to get us hopefully all through this.
Right. That's right. And speaking of good deeds, we have several places in Page County that are doing some amazing things, and I don't want to leave anybody out. But just for an example, our school systems are still, providing meals for our kids, as well as, some restaurants in our community are providing free meals for the kids since they're out of school as well. So a shout out to them, all of our frontline people, whether it's, our hospitals, our nurses, our doctors, our nursing homes, for all those nurses as well, our grocery store workers, custodian, people, the trash is still running, your daily services are still out there. So, our restaurants are still open, whether they're curbside delivery, our shops are still open, as long as they're keeping it under 10 people. But so many people are being very creative and coming out with these fantastic ideas. So a shout out to all those that are really in the front lines during this time to say thank you very much.
The last thing I'll say, and it kind of ties into that a little bit, is more geared toward nonprofits. because right now they're probably in full on panic mode. The majority of nonprofits, at least the ones that I know of and am familiar with, live and survive on events. And they are not happening right now.
Right.
And a lot of people are unemployed. They're looking at where their next meal is going to come from, how they're going to make the rent payment at the end of the month. So money is tight. If you are a nonprofit who does not have an option on your Facebook page first, on your website second, for people to donate, you are missing the boat. It doesn't take that much time. There are a couple of different apps and options that you can use. The one that I have used the most, that is the easiest, is PayPal. They take care of all of the stuff for you. Make sure you get an opportunity to put that donate button on your Facebook page, have a donate button on your website. If you take something other than money, if you are one of the food pantries and you need cereal, none of us are going to find toilet paper or paper towels probably for a year and a half. But if you need other things that you are going to need to send out, make sure you have all of that stuff out there. People do still want to help. And even if they're not sure how they're going to make the rent check, sometimes giving $5 to a nonprofit that they believe in gives them that little boost of, I just did good. It's going to be okay. I'll worry about the rent tomorrow.
That's right. And also to piggyback on what Janet just said, is if you are in a financial situation to where you are able to help some of these folks that are, lost their jobs or help out another nonprofit or things like that, reach out to the chamber, call us. Our phone number is 540-743-3915, or send an email to info@luraypage.com. And we'll be able to send you suggestions of the nonprofits that we've touched base with and called, or just even some local people, that are in need. So any businesses or individuals, if you feel that you can help in any way, whether it is $5 or buying a small gift card or a meal, or just, the next time you go to the grocery store, just picking up an extra cans of something to be able to donate, will go a long way during this time. So reach out to us if you are any way that you're able to help out. We would greatly appreciate that.
So I'll wrap up with the last two things I have on my list. One, and they're both don't do this.
Right.
Everybody always loves a good don't do that, because then they're thinking, do I know somebody that did that? So the one thing that you do not want to do is get caught up in today, get caught up in tomorrow, or get caught up in yesterday. You have really got to stop every day, take a breath, and think about, where are you going to be in 6 months, in a year? You have got to start thinking, even now in the middle of it, when you don't know if there's going to be a tomorrow, or what your hours are going to be, or what your business is going to look like in 3 days, 3 months, or 3 years. You got to stop anyway. And you got to look at that finish line. And you got to make sure that whatever you're doing today is going to help you when this is all over, and that you've got things in place. Because, ideally we would all love to think that when this is over and everybody throws back open their doors, we're going to be pounded, and we're going to have to hire extra staff, and we're going to have to order more inventory, or we're going to have to make more meals and do all of this kind of stuff. Think about that, because you've got to be prepared for that, just like you have to be prepared for, how am I going to open the doors tomorrow?
That's right. Right. And be assured that Page County is resilient, and we will come back stronger than ever. As soon as all this is over with and everything is lifted and everybody can start traveling, you better believe that they're going to be coming to Page County. We are close to, all these cities. They're not going to want to probably majorly travel anywhere too far away, or even flying. So we are going to open up stronger than ever. We just need to get through this difficult time now and support one another during this time, whether it's, like I said, buying gift cards or whatever it may be. That way, as soon as everything is lifted, hopefully sooner than later, that everybody will be back up and running. And always know and remember that the chamber is here as a listening ear or a support, or to send you any information that we possibly can. If you have any questions, always feel free that you can reach out to me or my staff.
And then the last thing kind of ties into that. While you're making all these posts and you're out promoting yourself and you're marketing yourself, it is very hard to not get caught up in the holy crap, what am I going to do? And getting drugged down the rabbit hole. Try and do your best to remember that you need to be personable. People need to know who you are, because people do business with people. They don't do business with businesses. But at the same time, you've got to make sure that you understand where that line is between being professional, having a business and being personal. So pay attention to what you're posting, because when those people suddenly start popping up and coming out of the little rabbit holes that they've been in and decide where they want to go, they're going to scroll back through your news feeds. They're going to go back through your Twitter feeds. They're going to go and look and see what kinds of things did they post a month ago, a week ago, 6 months ago. Make sure that there is not going to be something in there that's going to make them go, oh, that's how they thought, or that's what they were thinking, or why would they think that that was a good thing to post on their business page? I don't think that's going to be somebody I want to do business with. So make sure that you're cognitive of the bigger picture, especially the professional versus the personal.
Yep, absolutely. Well, thank you, Janet. Anything else?
No, that's all I got. But if somebody sends in anything after the fact, you can send it over to me and we'll get them some answers.
Yep. And keep in mind, we will continue to be coming virtual during this time, so we can all stay, home and not open to the public to keep everybody safe during this time. So we will be announcing more virtual videos and live feeds coming your way. So any suggestions, like Janet said, send in questions. We'll be happy to get back with you. So thank you for sharing your time with us. And we hope that this marketing seminar helped out. And remember that marketing does matter, and to not stop and to be creative and to continue to support your local community and your businesses. So thanks, guys, so much.